variable washing action, the washing time, the triple rinsing, and spin dry all operate automatically by pressing just one switch. You haven't come across that before, have you?
Well, no, I haven't. And I'm still to be convinced.
Well, let me show you how to do it. Two hoses are connected to the kitchen tap. Let's say red for hot, blue for cold. When the required amount of hot water has been fitted, the Keymatic automatically shuts it off. Now, if the water is too hot, for instance, for washing woolens or delicate fabrics, cold water is mixed until the correct washing temperature is reached. Water runs into a tank in which a drum containing the clothes revolves throughout the finish, thoroughly mixing the washing solution. If the water from the hot tap is not hot enough, the heater is automatically brought into use until the required temperature is reached.
So that covers the first 2 points. Both the water intake and the water temperature are automatically controlled for the type of fabric being washed.
Yes, I've got that.
What if there's no hot water? Well, that's no problem. The machine will still heat the water to the proper temperature. And the take off there, oh yes, starts cold.
Now, the washing action starts only when the water has reached the required temperature. The machine automatically provides the washing action necessary for the clothes being washed, and also, of course, controls the length of time the wash is required. When the wash is completed, the machine is finished. Then it fills with warm water for the first rinse. There are 3 automatic rinses: warm, lukewarm, and cold. And finally, there's the spin dry. And again, the length of spinning is automatically controlled according to the wash.
That's how everything is automated by pressing just one switch. Now, don't you agree that there is a difference between the ordinary automatic machines and the automated Keymatic?
Yes, I do. And, of course, that means it's absolutely labor-saving. Yes, it's quite an impressive machine.
Does it impress you?
Yes, it does. But the difficult thing to me is what you said earlier about the Keymatic thinking. How on earth can a machine think?
Well, you've heard of an electronic brain. The Keymatic has an electronic selector, and it really does work out all your washing problems for you. Now, this is the key selector. It's called the key slate, and it's another unique feature of the Keymatic. There are 4 different combinations on each side of this key slate, and they're called programs. When a program is selected and the key slate is pressed into its slot, the electronic device provides a predetermined selection of water temperature, washing action, the washing time, the temperature of rinses, and the length of spin dry, guaranteeing you perfect results.
Gosh, if it does all that, what do I have to do?
Just select the program you want. Look, the program marked white includes sheets, pillowcases, towels, and so on. This is one of your hardest washes. Quite often these things get heavily soiled and need really hot water. The Keymatic heats the water to the very high temperature required to get the washing powder to the zone. Then it selects the correct washing action, decides the washing time, gives 3 rinses, and finally, spin dry. The color of the program covers dresses, pajamas, lightly soiled bedding, and so on. The operation for this wash is much the same as for white, but the water isn't heated to as high a temperature. Washing drip-dry articles is a bit of a problem for most housewives, but not for the Keymatic. There will be shirts and other fairly heavily soiled articles that need really hot water and thorough washing. Then they're rinsed 3 times, and the last cold rinse helps to condition the fabric. Finally, the short spin dry leaves them just right to be hung up.
Everything clear so far?
Yes, quite clear. We're going to a thought of everything. Wait a minute. Will it take a blanket?
Indeed it will. In fact, the Keymatic has a special program for blankets. Naturally, they're washed in lukewarm water with a minimum amount of water movement, and the temperature of rinses is controlled to ensure perfect results. Delicate fabrics have their own program too. Lukewarm water and a gentle washing action. Finally, the Keymatic has a program to solve the woolen problem. Controlled water temperature, gentle washing action, and graduated rinsing keep woolens clean, soft, fresh. In addition, there are more programs to let you
pre-wash, rinse, or spin-dry to your heart's content.
I think it's marvelous not having to guess and run. And so many washing programs.
Oh, yes, the Keymatic is the most versatile machine on the market.
I certainly see what you meant when you said it could think for itself.
Now then, with a family to watch for, what do you think of the Keymatic?
I think it's wonderful. I'm dying to hear more about this unique washing process. What is new about it?
The first point of difference is in the drum. That's where the clothes are actually washed. Now, the drums in ordinary automatic washing machines are shaped like this. The drum in the Keymatic is a special shape. It's tilted, and it has twice as much water for washing. Clothes washed in ordinary drums don't receive the maximum benefit from the wash solution, because for a greater part of the time they're not in the water at all. But the Keymatic drum is tilted, so that the clothes are in the water most of the time, and are washed that much cleaner. Woolens, delicate fabrics, and blankets need the minimum of washing movement, and so they're all washed only with the drummer. For more heavily soiled clothes, the unique Hoover pulsator comes into operation. The pulsator starts the exclusive boiling action water movement, which together with the revolving drum produces the finest washing action yet devised. It is the adjustment of this new washing process which automatically provides the correct washing action for each type of fabric. That's the reason why the results of the Keymatic cannot be better. The Keymatic, in fact, is the only machine in the world which can offer dual washing action.
Oh, yes. What did you mean when you said the Keymatic actually creates something?
Well, now, how long do you spend actually washing? Oh, you do have a washing machine, I suppose.
Yes. About 2 hours, exactly.
Well, now I'm going to show you all that you need to do with the Keymatic. First, the washing powder, and you can use any powder you like. Then the clothes. And by the way, it takes a load of 8 pounds, and you can't overload it. Switch on, and insert the magic heap. Well, that didn't take long, did it? And that is all you have to do. This wonderful saving of time and labor, of course, means that you're free to get on with some of the other things you never seem to get around to. Perhaps making a new dress for your daughter. Time for making the house look more attractive. Or time, perhaps, to see more of your friends. So the Keymatic really does create time for you to do other things. And in fact, shortens your working day so that you have much more leisure for pleasure.
And there's no earthly reason why you shouldn't put the Keymatic to work when you go to bed, and come down in the morning to find yourself washed perfectly and the fast dryer.
A lovely idea.
Well, we've shown you that the Keymatic is different because it is automatic. It is a new, unique washing process. It thinks for itself, and being completely labor-saving, it creates time. And that's why we call it a new washing system.
Yes, I think that's justified. It certainly is a big advance.
Well, I've seen nothing like it before. But could I ask, how big is it? It's so difficult to tell something like this.
Let's compare it to size with the Hoover-matic. It will, in fact, fit under a draining board at average height.
Pretty solid. Does it have spare monthly?
Oh, no, it's mobile. You see, it has built-in castors and will stand the seat. You can move it quite easily.
I realize that washing time is really important because the machine does all the work. But don't all these automatic operations slow things down?
Oh, no, the reverse, in fact. The washing time vary according to the fabric, handle, the water tap. But the Keymatic washes faster than any of the automatic machines on the market.
What about soaping driving?
Well, perhaps you missed that, but here's a special program that takes care of pre-wash soap. The machine fills with cold water, the drum action washes away loose stuff, dirt, and a short spin removes the surface moisture.
No, I'm the sort of person who has to know what's going on. What would happen if I open the front?
Nothing. If you open the front, the machine stops and nothing spills onto the floor. But, as you do want to know what's going on, there's an indicator to show you the progress of the wash.
I get a lot of complaints that some washing machines don't really spin dry.
Well, you're not likely to get them about the Keymatic. The quality of spin drying in this machine is above average, and far better than any automatic washing machine on the market.
What about special plugs?
Oh, it's not necessary. Just simple tap connectors. Well, I hope I've given you all a clear idea of this new washing system.
You have. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, just a moment, sir. As you're in the trade, we thought we could put you more in the picture about your side of things. Now, over there, we're going to show you the sort of thing that could happen when a prospective customer inquires about the Keymatic.
morning.
I see the resident of Hoover Keymatic on television. I'd like to look at them.
Certainly, madam. Just over here. The Keymatic seems to be causing a lot of excitement. Well, there it is. Nice looking machine, isn't it? It's compact, convenient height, easy to move.
Looks smaller than it did on television.
Everything seems to look bigger on television. I suppose it's a small screen.
I don't suppose it would take a blanket.
Oh, yes, it takes a blanket, all right. It's bigger than it looks. In fact, it takes a load of 8 pounds.
You said on television that it was automated.
Yeah.
Oh, could you explain that a bit more?
Yes. Well, it really means it is a new washing system. Once you switch on, everything happens by automation. It fills itself with water, gets it to the right temperature, washes the clothes, empties itself, rinses 3 times, and then spins the clothes dry. It's the very opposite of do-it-yourself. The Keymatic does everything for you.
Surely other machines do things automatically too.
Yes, but they're nothing like as advanced as this one. It even thinks itself. Oh, yes, it does. You don't have to worry at all. It has 2 kinds of washing action. One for the delicate fabrics, like, woollens, silk, rayons, and so on. These are done with a minimum washing movement and a revolving drum. Then, for the really dirty clothes, it brings in automatically the special Hoover pulsator, which works with the drum.
Oh, I know. The pulsator, the exclusive boiling action. Is that right?
That's right. This dual action, this washing action, is a unique feature of the Keymatic. It even decides which action to use. Now, no other machine on the market does that.
I think it does marvelous, don't you? Yes, of course. But how does the machine decide what to do for itself? I'm sure one has to do something.
Oh, yes, but not very much. All you have to do is to put in this heap. Now, it has 8 what they call programs. Now, there's one here for white, one for drip dry, and so on.
Delicate fabric, woolen, oh, spin dry. I expect it's like all the rest. Doesn't really spin dry.
We've tried it, don't worry. And I can tell you that the Keymatic spin dry is far superior to any other automatic on the market.
The idea of washing woolens in worries me, because I mean, have to be so careful.
Not with this. You don't have to worry. Now, where are we? First of all, the water temperature is kept down to lukewarm. Then the woolens are washed with a minimum of water movement. The clothes are in a drum, which revolves quite slowly, gently easing out the dirt. And, here we are. Then they are given 3 rinses at gradually reducing temperature. Finally, they get a long spin drying because they hold a lot of moisture.
I see. And how exactly does this work?
No, I'm sorry. Well, as I say, we just put it into the slot, then firmly press down. That's all. Incidentally, this key plate is unique to the Keymatic.
I must say I'm getting very excited about this. Oh, I shouldn't rush your sense. You ought to see the thing working before you make up your mind.
Of course you should.
Well, I'd like to. When can you do it?
Well, the Hoover representative will give the actual demonstration. We're not equipped for that. But we can arrange one at your home.
That's all right. I prefer it at home. But could you arrange it in the evening? Then I can get my husband involved.
Certainly, I'll just get my...
Where's that voice off? It's so good. Derek? Derek, where are you? Where? I'm here. Where's the human today?
Oh, well, that's fine, then. We'll be with you tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock.
Well, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
So cool.
Morning, madam.
Well, that's the sort of thing that could happen.
Oh, boys. Hi.
Don't think more about that. However, we'd like to take you on from there and show you how that situation develops.
Hold on, please. It's the Hoover representative. Oh, Jameson Ford. Hello, George. How are you?
I'm not so bad, Dick. I think we'll be going places with the Keymatic.
Yes.
Yes, I've got a couple of good prospects who want demonstrations next week. Can you manage anything?
Well, have it in the evenings. I'm sort of staffed.
Good. Good. I'll let you have the addresses when I come in tomorrow.
Good. Well, look, now, I've got one for you. Can you do a demonstration tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock?
And that's how close the cooperation between the dealer and the Hoover representative should be. In this sales operation, they depend very much on each other for success. Now, moving with Keymatic is a job for 3 men. That's why the installation is the dealer's part of the operation, whenever he doesn't have the facilities for the demonstration at the shop.
After he's removed the transit strap, connected the Keymatic to an electric point, and the hoses to the tap, the dealer has completed his part and hands over to the Hoover representative.
I think I've got my husband interested. Look at here, please. Let's get started.
Yes, certainly.
I picked out similar things. What I call a whitewash. Is that too many?
No, it's fine. Now, I'll get the wash started and save the explanation so that your husband can get it too. First, the washing powder. And you can use any you like. Then, put in the soap. Thank you. Switch on. Then insert the key plate on the program marked white. There we are. Now, I've got some literature on the Keymatic that I'd like to show you.
Oh, shouldn't we stay here?
That's the point I want to make. There's absolutely nothing more to do, so the best way to prove it is to go away and leave the Keymatic to get on with it.
All right.
And so we leave the Hoover representative to carry out his part and complete the sale. And the end of the story comes with the customer and the dealer making arrangements for the trading in of her old washing machine. And the trading in is an important part of the business, because a substantial proportion of the Keymatic sales potential is in the replacement field. And here, to tell you more about that, is the Hoover sales director, Mr. Griffiths.
Before discussing the replacement market, I'd like to explain why we think the introduction of the Hoover Keymatic is the most significant thing that's happened in the washing machine industry to date. Firstly, let's just have a look at the growth of the washing machine market over the last 12 years. In 1948, out of every 100 homes, only 4 had an electric washing machine. And the total sales during 1948 were a mere 91,000. 6 years later, 13% of homes had an electric washing machine. But in the next 3 years, that figure had more than doubled, and sales were really on the move. By the end of last year, ownership was up to 45%. In other words, 7 million homes had electric washing machines. And despite the credit restrictions, the annual sales last year were over 1 million. Now, that's a pretty impressive growth over 12 years, isn't it?
Aye, it is. Will it stop at that, do you think?
No. We forecast that eventually ownership will reach 80%. But if I may, I'd like to discuss that a little later. But you know, this growth has been very largely influenced by design development. And if we take another look at 1957, we see that power wringer machines had 58% of the sales in that year. The hand wringers were on their way down, but still had 37%. The combination machine had only just appeared with 3%, and the fully automatic had an even smaller share. You'll remember we introduced the Hoover-matic at the end of 1957, and in 1958, the Hoover-matic boosted the sales of combination models to no less than 16% of the total annual sales. By the end of 1960, combinations accounted for 50% of the total sales. Power wringers dropped to 30%, and hand wringers to 15%. Automatics showed a slight increase to 5%. You do see the significance of this pattern, don't you?
I have a pretty clear notion of what you're getting at. You mean the housewife is prepared to keep in step with the development of new machines?
Exactly. You see, when the combination really became established, the sale of power and hand wringers declined, and over the past couple of years, that decline has been very rapid. In other words, the more you do for the British housewife, the more she'll support you.
But doesn't pride come into it to some extent?
Not really, you know. You may remember when we introduced the Hoover-matic in 1957, its price was over £100, and yes, we had an immediate support for it. The popularity of the combination washing machines during the last 3 years has been little short of fantastic, and today, there are no less than 70 combination models on sale in Great Britain.
Do you think the sales of the combination will continue to grow?
Yes, but not a great deal more.
By the end of 1961, looks like they will have reached 56% of total sales, but that, in our opinion, is the peak.
I see. What happens then?
Well, we feel the introduction of the Keymatic will completely change the picture. Now, you may consider this to be a sweeping statement, but in point of fact, the Hoover-matic did just that. When we introduced the Hoover-matic in '57, we were responsible for 90% of all combination business. And even today, when there are over 70 models to choose from, the Hoover-matic is claiming 55 to 60% of all combination business. We're confident that the introduction of the Keymatic will have a similar substantial impact in the automatic field. And as a result, we forecast that this year, in 1961, the introduction of the Keymatic will cause automatic sales to zoom from 5 to 19% of the total business done this year.
I suppose that's reasonable. I mean, you can make an estimate like that if you're sure the housewife will like to have the latest machine she can get.
But experience has proved it. When the power wringer was introduced, women wanted them. Along came the combination model, and they had immediate support. And now with the introduction of the Keymatic, we feel it is the turn of the automatic. In fact, this is the picture that we see developing over the next 8 years. At the end of 1961, the sales of wringer machines, both hand and power, will have fallen to 25%. Combinations will have risen to 56%. And automatics will have gone up to 19%. 1964 will see a big fall in wringer sales to 20% of the total market, and 14% decline in combinations. Automatics, on the other hand, will have risen to 38%. At the end of 1968, wringers will be down to 15%. Combinations will have had a further fall to 20%. And automatics will dominate the market with 65% of all sales made during 1968. Well, that's how we see the market 8 years from now. And we're confident that the Keymatic will have a very substantial share of that market.
Sounds like a rosy future, Mr. Griffiths. But how does it all get started?
With the replacement market. We've seen how the British housewife goes along with washing machine development. From the hand wringer, to the power wringer, to the combination machine, trading her old model in the process. Now, there are 7 million housewives in Britain who own a washing machine, and they're sold on washing machines. Some of these machines are old, many of them are unsatisfactory, but all of them are now out of date. So you do see there's an enormous potential for the Keymatic in this market.
So for the next couple of years, the main sales will be replacement.
No, not entirely. We mustn't forget that there are over 50 housewives in every 100 who have still to buy their first washing machine. There was a very interesting survey in washing machines conducted recently, and one of the most significant facts that emerged is that there are literally hundreds of thousands of housewives who are waiting to buy a machine that will relieve them completely from what they drudgery. The machine we think these women are waiting for is the Hoover Keymatic. Now, we know we cannot successfully launch this new product without the support of you, the Hoover dealer. And at this point, I'd like to pay a very sincere tribute to the magnificent cooperation you have afforded us in the past, and without which we simply could never have achieved mastery in the washing machine field. To help increase this mutual confidence, I'd like you to know the extent of our efforts in this new development, the Hoover Keymatic. 15 years ago, the site you're now looking at was a barren slag heap. But today, at Merthyr Tydfil, the Hoover washing machine plant is the largest plant in the world exclusively devoted to the manufacture of washing machines. Apart from the thousands of machines that go to the British market, 75% of all Britain's washing machine exports come from this same plant. As you would expect, the most advanced production techniques are employed at Merthyr, and each and every product is subjected to the most rigorous testing before the machines are sent to the market at home and overseas. And now, all this progress, research, and development culminates in the production of the world's most advanced washing machine, the Hoover Keymatic. To support you in marketing the Keymatic, as you would expect, there will be extensive advertising campaigns in the press and on television, and the launching of the product will be backed up by every conceivable promotional aid. But above and beyond all this tremendous barrage of advertising and publicity, you will have the support of the Hoover representatives, who, in contacting the millions of Hoover users throughout the country, will be constantly furnishing you with names of customers who will be eager to see the Keymatic at work in their own home. Well, these are some of the things that we should be doing. But in the last event, we shall depend very much, as always, on your cooperation. Now, as you will see, the sale and the installation of the machine is a combined operation between you and our representatives. We shall ask you to undertake the delivery and the installation of the Keymatic for home demonstration, so our representatives can, when it's necessary, take over and complete both the selling and the installation demonstration. This is the basic cooperation upon which our marketing plan